to them. And she's not. Actually, she's less important because she doesn't have any financial. It's the third generation that has the financial. So make sure when you're talking about that line of people and that diagram, or later on talking about the people, you give equity to their interest and that they all have that voting, because I think that got lost on my part.
I got mixed up on voting and dividend shares.
Right.
And I realized at the end that they were going to drastically recast equity.
Right.
You know?
That everyone gets thrown into the pot together.
How the heck do you do that? I mean, that to me, that's what I woke up and said, wait a minute here.
I would say, how do you do that?
This is a difficult process.
But with the family value of the long-term goal of sustainable wealth.
Right.
So how do you do that? If you parcel everybody up, you lose that. So by putting everybody back in together, saying, we're keeping our money, we're all going to benefit from it. I think that was sort of the idea. That's how you get everybody on page.
Should you then maybe put a slide in that shows those three circles merging together and it becoming one circle with the family council in it, so you see that all these people, all these generations are now going to be in one encompassed circle. So we lose that, and this is what our ultimate result is. You know, because then you don't have these questions lingering about the 300 people and this person or that person. Right. You literally have those interest parts. Then you could do Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3, and that's all left. And dot.
Right.
And infinity, by the way, shrink the infinity. It's way too big. Infinity, and I thought it was. I didn't realize it. And I know what it is. I didn't realize it was infinity. I just thought it was a symbol y'all use in business or something. So other than infinity.
I also wanted more reasons as on the why not of parcel amount and hard sell or don't sell. And why not? What's the rationale for not doing those? That was, I just wanted a little more cons on those.
That was a fast section that you went through on that.
Yeah.
Forever concerned about time.
I put a check mark on the decision-making slide. Power is here with Gen 2. I thought that was great. Consequence is here with Gen 3. Yeah, no, you just
vote by it.
You vote back. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
A 7, go down to
Yeah, I thought this was really helpful. This, and it's one of the simplest slides up here. And the way that you led us through it, I nailed it. I was like, okay, I got it. These poor Gen 3s, the youngins.
Even when you were covering that, your body language, when you said, when you got next to it, you said, you're weighted down, so your body language was congruent with what you were saying.
You planned that too.
And you can even get more clever on this if you really want to get clever, and it sets values, enforces the values, and perpetuates the values, because that's really what they're doing. He set them, they're enforcing them, and they're having to perpetuate them. They're having to take on that consequence. And that's what you do, is you put those three things up there, and what you say is, we have a generation one that set up these values that are being carried through the company, which is being, the decisions therefore are made under generation 2, and as a result of it, the consequences all fall on generation 3. But what you do is you have three succinct things up there, and that visually, that's what I pick up on. That's what I was talking about with some of this, bring it down in the PowerPoint and say more of it,
Okay. Good. Issue statement was too long for me. It seemed a little disconnected from the actual what was going on. I don't even remember it.
I'm not perfect every time, Peter.
Okay. You nailed some in the past. I mean, everybody's like, oh, that's it. Okay.
Can you go to the Family Office Council slide? It's towards the end, I think.
That one?
No. No.
Oh my God.
No.
I think you want...
Coming up, that one. No, you just passed it. There you go, that one. I would actually, in that one, I would move Family Office Council over to Decision Making Board and make it the biggest thing there, and then I would put where you have purpose, I would make Decision Making Board does, or to do, or to, and then ... make investment decisions, and that way that gets to be bigger, so I can see that, because this Decision Making Board and the Florida Office Council, it's really Florida Office Council. Their decision making. Yeah. I have to work for the state too long. Family Office Council, and it's a decision making board to make investment decisions, solidify. I think it's a good way to just make us realize that's what we're done. We're going that route, and what that board is doing, and that's all they're doing. That's their thing. So, because I got confused when I first saw this at the very beginning that there were two of them. There was this decision-making board, and then there was the family office.
It's an arrow.
It's
You're going.
going to that. No.
Okay.
I would say another really important thing is staying in your character, your role, whatever you want to refer to it as, during the questioning process, because there was a lot of like fidgeting and like Abby, you did your hair and.
Sorry,
So,
I
and
thought
I
that
know
we
that
were
when you're
done
on
with
the
questions.
stage, it'll
'Cause
be different.
I got confused because I thought we were done with questions and we were critiquing, and then then I was like, wait, we're definitely still in questions. So yeah, that was my bad.
And that was probably my fault because I went on the critique before. Yeah, and I would like to see the balance in the questions. If the questions, allow the other people to speak about their part and then the other part as well.
I'm gonna have to figure out somewhere to fit then, because nobody's gonna ask questions.
Well, they do ask questions. I mean, I wanted to ask about the interest of the 300 people in the family, and that's where you really come back to the whole fact that this is a family-oriented situation. The 300 employees don't have a stake at the point that we're moving on to a family office council.
But I did see better eye contact between the four of you to see who was going to answer it. than
Be
last time.
comfortable with your hand gestures. Put your arms down to your side. They don't have to be up and doing something all the time. They should be like the PowerPoint and use, and I'm horrific like this. I thought I was Italian when I was growing up. But you just gesture when you need to gesture to a significant point, and then you put your hands down. It makes me want to look at your eyes, because if you're up there doing this and this, I'm looking at your hands. I'm no longer making eye contact, or I'm not looking at the screen. I'm really looking at your hands. So just bring those in and feel comfortable standing up there. You know your stuff. Y'all answer the questions, So you shouldn't be uncomfortable with that. And the suit sometimes helps because you get a little more professional, stand up straight, and all that kind of stuff. Do y'all hand the PowerPoint out at the beginning?
I think so. I think in the directions I read it, and it said we have to print 10 copies of our PowerPoint.
For the one that you bring.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The way the format goes is a case is assigned before we even go up.
Mm-hmm.
On January 8th, it's given out. No.
No, we leave on the 8th. It's like January
No,
2nd.
you get it on the
A
2nd.
week in advance.
A week in
Mhm.
advance, and then they create the presentation. That's the one they distribute when they get there. It's the first one. And then when they're there, they go through, I think, 3 to 4 different cases.
Mm-hmm.
And if they progress more, and they're given a case, they have 3 hours to analyze it and prepare their deck
Okay.
and make their presentation.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Okay. Well, that blows that out of the water. So never mind.
yeah, it's yeah.
I mean, I would love to walk in. I was going to say, if it wasn't required, you should do it because it will show the people you're doing to be able to have a copy of it. And I think you should because, I would force my people to carry a portable printer.
I was about to
Print
say,
one. I would force them to carry a portable printer and at least produce one piece of paper that has a synopsis on it and hand it so I can flow it because it's going to separate you from the other competitors. And when I, did speech and debate, we did that. We had people who would carry printers and they would print stuff out, if we had an interpret speech or something.
I'm
like
just
that.
wondering if logistically we're allowed to, because all we're
Well,
allowed
I'll ask
Yeah.
Dan. I'll ask
a
Dan.
Windows computer.
I'll ask the University of Vermont with the story. This is the first ever family business case competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the first time they've ever held
Oh,
it.
fantastic.
Yeah, people from all over the world. Malaysia,
But no,
16 teams.
Oh, well,
Mike
It's
and
gonna
I
be
are
great.
pretty mad there's no Brits.
No Brits.
No Brits, but
Swedish.
Sweden, Colombia. Was that Colombia
Yeah,
on there?
it's Colombia.
Panama.
I think
Yeah,
Colombia.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
'cause I
right.
didn't look. I did like the Facebook page because I was trying to creep who was going to be there.
Okay, that's good.
I mean,
You're just like, okay,
they
good.
sent you a list of all the names of people you're going to do.
I don't know their names. I don't care about that. I want to see pictures.
One last question I had on one of the towards the end slide. Go to the infinity slide and beyond. There you go.
I'm a little sensitive about that now.
Big infinity.
It's huge, and it's not at the end either. It's kind of
Infinity
above.
is huge.
It's kind of like up here, going away, floating in this world.
That's just an acronym.
Where is it at?
Plays
Somewhere
on.
it said build family values. Was it this slide or the prior
That
slide?
was, I believe.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. How build family values statements to direct them include whole family. So do you admit there then that the prior family value, which is defined financial viability for the future, is done? Because that's what's been established as the family value for this whole case.
Well, just sort of like I was saying during the presentation, that's their value. But if they're doing mission-driven investments, then they need something other than making money as a value.
Establishing more value.
So why don't you change it from, we're moving from a value-based statement to a mission-based statement? Or no, because you have a family initiative. Is that why?
Keeping in mind that
Okay.
this is going to function partially as a family council and partially as a board. That's basically saying that a family council can go with these values being understood, but a board needs them in writing.
But I think
so
you
if we're
have to
getting
say
them in
something.
writing.
Yeah, I think you have to say
like-
something though that the value, because you're changing the value at that point, which is fine. And maybe you did, and I just missed it. But I just want to make sure that point, because I thought the value was already established.
The way in which I interpreted that is that you're going from one guiding, overriding principle to fleshing out many more.
So I would say expand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expand family value is what I would. Yeah, the
Yeah.
value, because we only have one. You either create new ones or create more of them, or you expand, or
And
build
those,
upon.
and I agree with statements to direct them. I think that is, it's a little awkward of a phrase, but I think I get it. I know what those values are going to do now.
Right.
Okay. All right.
You just have to make sure that you can see. I mean, that's so much text on that,
Yeah.
and that last piece in the middle.
And I
you
was
can
I
see
was
it.
turning my head because I literally had to turn my head to read Steward the Family Enterprise. I really and that's like the 3 ring circles. It goes off the screen. You want to represent all those circles being equal in that sense, so you want to bring that back in. I made a comment that all the PowerPoints should be cleaned up and crisped up so that they're all but that's for the first one, and obviously that doesn't matter for the rest.
Okay. So overall,
That's good.
the issue statement is up there again.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, that needs to be tighter.
Sorry to let you down, Peter.
On a lighter note, is there anything we did right this time? I feel like.
You did a bunch of stuff right. I got it. It speaks volumes, okay? Because I'm not familiar with any of this. No, I got it. I think I did. I'm not here to compliment you. I'm here to make it.
No, I agree.
I know, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, yes.
No, I think you all did a great job. I think it's
feelings.
I think it's a very good team. No, and that is true. I think you're a very good team. That's why I'm not sitting here going, yeah, there's no critiques that's going to fix this. No, I don't think that's it. I think you're phenomenal. I think y'all really do portray it well.
Your command of the models and your command of what, in my opinion, it's the right recommendation. It hands down the right recommendation in terms of how the family can stay cohesive and still participate in wealth. And it recognizes, because I don't think that they're equipped to go out and acquire,
Right.
to do that organic growth. I don't think that they're ready. I don't think their posture is right. What we're doing now is looking at presentation style, we're looking at phrasing, we're looking at...
I think also like adding into our recommendation less just hitting over the head the same thing we're talking about, and more covering those little contingencies that you were bringing up, the kind of things that could happen, and providing for that. I think is a big thing we can improve.
When I read it, he asked me point blank, okay, so what do you think? And I'm like, what do you mean, what do I think? I said, you should sell. And, that they should sell the company or buy the G3s out, and the G2s just go in and sell the company and take the equity and redistribute it how they need to. So I, without even knowing any of this, came up with the idea that the best option is to sell. Y'all came in here and told me how I was right and should do it. That's what I like, and gave me the other options that I hadn't, worried about.
You described the process really well.
Yeah.
And in accordance with the 3-circle model, as well as the pathways, which are the 2 that you chose to use.
And contingencies that I didn't think. Yeah.
And I think that it's good. I see a lot of things that you are incorporating in terms of our past feedback. So I definitely think that that's a strong point, and the use of the timelines in this presentation, which is one of the things that we've been drilling on, I think, was good. Maybe that infinity was too big over it, but you were able to use quote 2.
Guys, get over the infinity thing, okay?
Do y'all have a wireless clicker that does a USB in
I'm
your
sure they
laptop?
will. They give you the laptop up there because it can't be connected.
Okay, just wanted to check, because you'll definitely want to do that, because the mouse situation at the beginning, obviously throws you off. Just at the beginning it threw you off, obviously, but you didn't respond to it, but you could tell. No one wants to be in that situation.
Right, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, there's a cookie.
Clicky. All right, we're good. Let's sit the and I want to talk logistics and travel and all that jazz, and also our schedule.